Hi there. I see so many patients struggling with brain fog, bloating, anxiety, and then they also notice adult acne and fatigue, and then they wonder why they're feeling so bad. They don't understand what's at the root of this. They blame stress, but there could be something else that's actually at the root of this. It could be a leaky gut. Yeah. And so in this video, we're going to discuss the leaky gut situation, what it is, and I'm going to provide some tips for you on how you can start to reverse it. Okay, so leaky gut. What is it? We've all heard this term, but it can be confusing. And I like to think about it in terms of your GI tract. It's this tube of smooth muscle, and it's basically got all these holes all the way through, all along, so that it can break foods and nutrients and things that we eat down and then absorb the things that we need so that your cells can all function really well. And in a leaky gut, those holes, they kind of get bigger and then there's more of them. So it's an even bigger sieve, if you will, and things are getting in that you're taking in through your GI tract. Well, that sounds like it could be a good thing, but there's a lot of things that we eat and ingest that we don't want to get into our bloodstreams. And so with the leaky gut, a lot of those things then get into the bloodstream, and now they rile up your immune system as foreign bodies or invaders. Right? Your immune system doesn't like that stuff and starts, firing all the alarms up and telling your body to attack and the immune system to attack to get rid of this foreign invader, right? And so what does that do? That causes all kinds of random symptoms for all kinds of different people. And so it can be very confusing that that's going on. Well, what kind of symptoms can it cause? Well, in general, your GI symptoms could be gas, bloating, constipation, diarrhea, acid reflux, unpredictable food reactions with, having to run to the bathroom, those types of things. But it could also be milder symptoms or vague, seemingly disconnected symptoms like, you're having trouble concentrating or depression or anxiety or pain or even hormone imbalances and weight gain. Yeah, so we're going to talk about that a little bit more. But some of the main causes of leaky gut are not really known. And so number one is too many medicines. In our conventional medical system, we're a pill pushing culture, right? Like it's a pill for an ill situation in our sick care model. And so taking too many medicines can definitely cause this problem. Also, too many antibiotics. We've gotten better in the more recent years, but for too long, antibiotics were just handed out like candy, right? As soon as you had a sniffle, you got an antibiotic. And what you may not realize is that one round of antibiotics for just a couple days, it can change the balance of the good bacteria and the bad bacteria in your GI tract, the microbiome. It can change that balance for 1 year. Just one round. So if you imagine if you had multiple rounds in the past, like I actually took it when I was younger for acne. So imagine what kind of disaster my gut became because of that. And it did become a disaster, don't get me wrong. So it's definitely not without side effects. So that can definitely lead to leaky gut. What else? Pesticides. You've heard about eating organic and may not understand exactly why that's so important, but pesticides are a huge trigger for leaky gut and a lot of problems. And so for sure, eating more organic foods can be helpful to avoid that. Decreased sleep can actually cause this too. So our society in general is very sleep deprived. And so, really just trying to get better quality sleep can be helpful. And we'll talk more about that when we talk about tips. Stress can definitely drive this as well and cause leaky gut. Toxin exposures, infections. There's a lot of low-lying chronic infections that people are dealing with, and mold and things like that can set people up. And then there's food sensitivities too. And a lot of people don't realize that, they're causing problems. Did you guys know that reactions to intolerances and food sensitivities, they may not always be obvious? Yeah, like a rash or a swelling body part, but they can still actually cause some pretty serious gut imbalances. Go ahead and comment yes or no in the comments if you knew that. It's not super common knowledge. It's crazy. It's super interesting. And if you find this content helpful, let me know by liking this video or subscribing below. When patients come to me with a range of symptoms going on, leaky gut, it's one of the conditions that's always on our radar to really help figure out what's at the root cause of their frustrating situation and what's making them feel so awful. And so leaky gut is something that we definitely want to be thinking about in all kinds of different scenarios. And maybe you're thinking about this too as we're talking about it, like maybe that's going on with me. And so let's talk about 3 things that you can do to start reversing leaky gut if you feel like that's going on with you. Okay, so number 1, you can start eating real food, more real food. This sounds so simple, right? But it is not, because it's really challenging to find a lot of whole foods out there. And so what I mean by that is when you look at the labels, if it has a label, do you understand what all those ingredients mean, right? What are they? And if you don't, that's maybe a sign that it's something you shouldn't be eating too much of, if at all. So, a banana doesn't have a label, an avocado doesn't have a label. So when we talk about whole foods, that's what I mean, right? More foods that don't need descriptions, because we all know what they are. So you want to eat more real food. Number 2, we want to drink more water. Most of us are really dehydrated. So many people are chronically dehydrated. And so what I like to start with as a good estimate is take your weight in pounds and cut it in half. And that's how many ounces a day that you want to drink daily. That's a great goal to start with. Now, when you're hot, when you're sick, and when you're exercising, you probably need more. But I always like to start with at least half your body weight in ounces, because that's a good place to really get yourself to a decent level of hydration. And me personally, I do need more than half my body weight. So it's just a good place to start, and then you'll be able to really feel it out. But leaky gut, if you are really dehydrated, you can imagine things are not rolling very fast through your GI tract. And so you want to really flush your system out better. And that'll help, right, with a lot of the toxins and things we get exposed to. So drink more water is number 2. And then tip number 3 is get better quality sleep. It may not seem connected, but our society in general is like martyrs when it comes to sleep. Like, nobody sleeps well, right? That's like a badge of honor that we all wear on our arms. But the truth is, if we don't get good quality sleep, you're not going to heal well. And that definitely includes your gut. And having a leaky gut is worse and exacerbated when you don't get good quality sleep. So do your best to try to get as much good quality sleep as you can, as often as possible, if not every night. And that will help with this issue, among other things. And so thank you so much for watching. And if you are interested in partnering with me, or just learning more about how you can keep your gut health optimal, go ahead and click on the link below and sign up for my free mini course, How to Thrive and Not Just Survive.